Brian pulling a dirtbag long before Wheetus ever did it. Leaving home ain't easy. Crown Jewels next. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to PLD Projects Presents Crown Jewels. I am your host, PLD, and of course, this is the show where I take you on a journey through the entirety of the Queen catalog, song by song, version by version, including solo ventures, and we figure out what version of every song is the best version, or the crown jewel to put into our ultimate playlist. I also give some notes, some quotes, and we see if this song hits my top 10 Queen-related tracks of all time. This week, Leaving Home Ain't Easy. Now, like Fun It last week, this is also another track that does not have any alternatives. We have no remixes, no demo versions, no live versions. This was never done live as far as I know. It's never been on any bootlegs or anything like that, certainly not on any official releases. So we are stuck with one version, which means we know what our crown jewel is. But we still go through and we talk about it and we listen to it and we go from there. So let's start off with the notes and quotes, as you were, from Leaving Home Ain't Easy. This is a song written by Brian May. It does not have Freddie Mercury on the track at all. This is a Freddie-less track. It features Brian on lead and backing vocals, acoustic and electric guitars, John on bass, Roger on drums. That's it. This is pretty much almost a Brian May solo track for what it's worth. It was written by Brian and performed mostly by Brian due to the fact that it's a very personal song for him. He really wanted to sing this one. It's a very low-key but very emotive song, full of where Brian was coming from at home, those times with his relationship with his wife at the time, which was, not the best. So obviously you can tell that there's some definitely emotions going on strongly in Brian during this track. We do feature a lot of Brian Red Special orchestrations. There's some nice string sections here. And the High Lady part, which you're going to hear, is basically Brian with the tape he recorded on slowed down. So when he plays it back, it plays that higher pitch, and you'll see that soon. In fact, he talks about it in his one quote that I found. The latest part, it's me. We slow down the tape to record it so it comes out speeded up. I think Wheetus just did the same thing on Dirtbag. I said this in 2002. I'll forgive if you haven't heard of Dirtbag or you don't remember Dirtbag. They had Wheetus, who had the one big track, Dirtbag, and the whole song was done in that kind of style where it was a slowed down tape that comes out speeded up. So the guy singing it sounded slightly feminine and of that nature. So. All right, let's get into listening to it. Now, how do we listen to it? Now, there's only one version, but if you go into the show notes, you'll find a link to a document, which will have a link on for the YouTube version of it, the official version we're going to listen to. So you're going to pause me, go listen to the track, come back, and we will talk about it. Well, there you have it. A very nice acoustic strumming at the beginning. Just a nice little folksy dun, 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 dun. And when the strings come in from Brian, that's those Red Special orchestrations I was talking about. Wonderfully played stuff by Brian. Really feels like an orchestra. Really feels like an actual string section that's playing in support of Brian's acoustic guitar. But no, it's just Brian on the old Red Special, as he does. The song is a very folksy song, which is what I've always said Brian is best at. As much as he is the hard rocker of the group, the closest we get to heavy metal, all of his songs tend to be, his rocking songs tend to be the most flat-out hard rock tracks. Brian is always best at singing these soft acoustic tracks. Someday, One Day, 39, Long Away. And this one, Leaving Home Ain't Easy. He just has this nice, something about his voice. It's just a nice, softer quality, kind of invites you in. It fits the folksy songs best. Now, can he sing the hard rock? Sure, he can sing the hard rock, but it's better when he leaves it to Freddie, to be honest with you, or even Roger, to be completely honest. But Brian does have a great voice overall. Now, like I said, Brian sang this because it was so personal to him, and that probably helps the folksy voice, helps that voice really hit those emotional times. Not that Freddie couldn't have done it, but being the song is that personal to you, you feel that the songwriter who really feels it will probably be able to sing it best. I love the great harmonies to start at the Endless Games. Endless Games, where Brian comes in with all the backing vocals at that point. And also when he does the No Way Back Home, the No Way Dirtbag home. And I gotta tell you, this is a great chorus. I feel like the chorus is definitely hit material. It just feels like it has that kind of longing, that kind of sense of emotion. It's got the nice vocal passages. It's really kind of a cool track overall. I do think this is one that might have got away from people if they had heard it on the radio. Maybe too quiet for them, maybe too soft, but I do think it has something magical about it, I think. I love what John is doing during the track. He does a lot of like bouncing octaves. He doesn't stay in one place too often. He kind of boom, 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 and adds this nice little texture to the background in a song that doesn't have a whole lot of things going on. It kind of tends to come in waves. The strings are in waves. The folksy guitars all kind of the similar strumming. There's not a lot of like flash or anything like that, but it does add a little bit of texture in there. Now, the middle section, which is the Wheetus section, the Wheetus part, I have to admit, when I first heard the track, I thought it was Freddie doing it. I thought this was Freddie doing a bridge section. As you're going to find out if you haven't heard the song Sail Away Sweet Sister in the Game, from the Game album, which is the next real Queen album we're going to do, that does have a section where Freddie sings a bridge section. So I kind of figured that was the same, but so I was kind of surprised when I learned that it was Brian doing the Wheetus Dirtbag thing. But it's kind of a fun part. It makes it break up the song just enough, and then we get that nice wash of vocals. I want to shout out, especially towards the end, I didn't really notice Roger as much this time through, but he does have some nice tasteful fills during the end, which again kind of just adds that little bit of difference, a little bit of shake to it, kind of adds a little bit of love to it for sure. I really got to point out the one thing, the breaking up of the word. Now, if you watch the lyric video I sent you, which is the official lyric video on the Queen official YouTube page, I think they got some lyrics wrong. At the end, it's supposed to say, it says something like, ain't necessary, be the only way. But what I hear, what I've always heard, and I wish I could find my original, I have my CDs packed away, I have everything now digitally. It has the word, I believe the lyrics are actually necessarily the only way. And I love how Brian breaks up that word, that necessarily. It's kind of a unique thing. It adds a little fun to it. I just love how it hits like that. It's kind of cool. I don't know if you like it. Maybe it could be annoying to some people, I guess. But for me, I kind of got. I start playing along with that. I don't know. For me, I like it. What are you going to do? It comes down to the end, of course, where we've kind of built up a little bit, as Queen songs often do. It's a nice little solo ending, just Brian again, and he ends on that like little soft acoustic strum. So there you have it. Well, all right, there you have it. At this point, we would be going through the different versions, trying to rank them and figure out which is the crown jewel. We've already done it. The album version is the one and only, so that is the crown jewel. As for rating it, well, we always rate things on a scale of 1 to 11 here on PLD Projects because we always turn it up to 11. Well, on this track, I'm going to give it a 7.5. It almost goes up to that 8, but I want to try to be as save room for some of those top-notch songs. Some of my favorite songs of all time. This is not a song I tend to go to too often. Definitely never skip it, though, because I do like when it comes on. And every time I hear it, it comes like a little bit more like, I really do like this song, and I really wish I did search it out more often. But what can you do? But unfortunately, 7.5, 8, it wouldn't make a difference. It's not going to hit my top 10 of all time. All my top 10 tracks are at 10.5 and above already. So, unfortunately, Leaving Home Ain't Easy, not going to cut the mustard, unfortunately. Now, next week's song, it just might. Not only that, we're back to having a couple different versions to listen to pick an actual crown jewel. The actual idea behind the show in the first place. Next week is a big song for Queen. It wasn't as big at the beginning, but has grown into be a massive, massive hit throughout the world. I'm talking about Don't Stop Me Now. That's going to be next week here on Crown Jewels. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking us out. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. Let me know in the comments what you think. What do you think about this track? If you do like us, hit that subscribe, hit that like. You leave us hate comments too. Any interaction helps. If you're on the audio feed, 5-star ratings, please. Anything to help us fight the evil algorithm, which is always changing anyway. If you can help out, that's greatly appreciated. If you want to help out even further, patreon.com/PLD Projects. Doing some extra content on there. We do appreciate you as well. People like Austin Cadell and Brandon Buckingham really couldn't do this stuff without them. You really help keep the lights on. But again, I understand if you can. I really do. It's tough times and all that. But like I said, go back and do the other stuff that you can do for free. It really helps out the show. All right, stay tuned until next week. At this point, I can't wait to talk about Don't Stop Me Now, one of my favorites of all time. So I hope you stay tuned for that one. But as always, leaving home ain't easy, but sometimes it's necessarily the only way. Bye now.